everybody, welcome to Portland. It's the first ever Portland EPrix for the ABB FAA Formula E Championship, and it lines up as round 12 of this year's championship as well. We've just under half an hour to go until the red lights go out for the first ever standing start here at Portland. This part of the world, very, very used to rolling starts and the green flag flying. Now they're going to have to get used to 5 red lights going out. It's absolutely magical. The championship is looking incredibly close. So much on the line. Points lead has just changed as well. Jake Dennis is our pole sitter with Sasha Fenestraz alongside him on the front row as well. We've got Vern and Van Dorn starting in the pit lane. Evans didn't qualify and Verline starts 18th. An absolutely crazy qualifying was behind us. But we are not just in our UK studio, because this is also going out on the Grid Network after, and the wonderful Joe Samaniego is trackside. I know I was supposed to be there. I'm incredibly jealous of him, especially about what he's done, because in between the gap of qualifying and the race, he's used his special pass to get access to the pit lane, and he's been very kind to do a pit walk for us, and here he is now. Over to you, Joe.
Joe from the Grid Network here. We're right in pit road right here at Portland International Raceway, site of the Portland EPrix. Interesting pit road setup this year because of the NASCAR IndyCar pit road. All the cars get pushed here from the pit road that you see the IndyCar NASCAR. So it's quite interesting. You won't see the cars rolling through here, but this gives us the opportunity to show you the cars up close and personal, starting with at Formula E team, Nico Muller, Robert Fries. Their cars are being worked on right now. They're not exactly having the season they are hoping to have, but one of the big things is they're going to be racing with the pack, the drafting, a lot of potential. The big news, a penalty and a fine for DS Automotive Penske for allegedly setting up some sort of radar at pit road entry. So both vehicles, Stoffel Van Dorn, John-Eric Verne, they are both going to have to start towards the back, at the back of the grid, so a big penalty for them. A lot of people buzzing about that right here at Portland International Raceway. Coming up now to Neo 333, Dan Ticktum. He has been fast all weekend long. He is definitely looking to try to get some more eyes on him, maybe get another seat. Beautiful looking car. Him, Sergio Settle, Cameron, they're looking for a great, strong race result right here at Portland International Raceway. Now, once again, we are in the pit road area, but this is traditionally the garage area for IndyCar, NASCAR. The actual pit road is where is the NASCAR, IndyCar pit road, and they are being pushed from here towards the front. As you can see, some of the drivers getting autographs, the media folks, fans getting a chance to talk to the drivers as well, too, as we pass Norman Nato, who had a strong qualifying effort today here at Portland International Raceway. We're now coming over to Mahindra. Big, strong group of fans here, learning about the team, meeting the drivers. Mahindra not having the season they were hoping for. Considering that not too long ago when they had Felix Rosenquist, they were running really fast. You can see right there's Lucas DeGrassi talking to some of the fans. This is not exactly the season they were hoping for. They're just hoping for a strong, solid finish, and it could potentially come today at Portland International Raceway. Now, the loud music, that means we're getting close to Porsche Tag Heuer Racing Team. Antonio Felix Acosta and the former points leader, Pascal Wehrlein. Why do I say former points leader? Because qualifying wrapped up. 3 bonus points if you get the pole, and the pole sitter, Jake Dennis, came here with a 1-point disadvantage to Pascal Wehrlein. He put it all on the line to take the pole and get those 3 bonus points. So now Jake Dennis is your new points leader in the ABB Formula E World Championship. Very exciting time, very exciting race overall. As you can see, this is the entry point to the traditional pit road in which you will see the NASCAR IndyCar uses. The way it works, all the teams, they'll get pushed from the garage stall area to the pit road out there. So if you have bad luck and you have to come into the garage area, your race might be over because it's going to take a lot of time to push you from the front towards the back here in the pit road garage. So now we're coming up to the Envision Racing Team. Nick Cassidy, he is still in the chance for a championship. Some of the fans there, of course, looking, they want to see if he could get together a good, clean run and get towards the front. Now we're coming to one of the more popular teams here, Jaguar Racing. Jaguar, a lot of fans out here. Of course, Sam Bird, Mitch Evans. It's his birthday, but it's been a horrible birthday with a horrible qualifying effort. Didn't get to put out a lap. Not the way he wanted to be celebrating his birthday after becoming the fastest man in Formula E history yesterday. Now, Maserati Racing. In case you were wondering, there is a Ferrari Maserati dealership in Oregon, just south of Portland. Eduardo Martara, we talked to him yesterday. He said this year has not been a good year for him. It's been rather difficult. You can see that video on the Grid Network. And then lastly, the defending championship team, Spot Garage, towards the front, but it's a different team. It's not Mercedes. It is McLaren Racing. McLaren, of course, they took over essentially what was Mercedes Racing, so they got the front spot here. And overall, that is the lineup of all the garage stalls here in Pit Road. Now, of course, as I mentioned, it's not the traditional pit road. All the vehicles are going to be pushed towards the grid, and from the grid, they'll go out there and then get to the race. So we encourage everyone, be sure to subscribe to the Grid Network right here on YouTube. Don't miss any of our post-race reaction, plus Monday Grid Encore as we recap the NASCAR Ally 400 from Nashville. Joe Samaniego, thank you for watching and enjoy the races.
Joe Samaniego there, trackside, giving us an absolutely wonderful experience as the pre-atmosphere parties get underway with the skydivers coming in. We're around about 20 minutes to go until the green light goes on here for the first ever Portland EPrix. Alongside me in the commentary box is Adam Lemridge and Ed Hunter, who's going to be doing his commentary today in mime. It's too late for him, unfortunately, to go too much, but I'm hoping that you can at least be quite calm. Yeah. Just welcome to late night jazz and all that lot. Get your BBC Radio 4 voice on as well.
Doing the national anthem, Josh.
Oh, okay. Let's go over then and listen to the national anthem.
Spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave.
Fly past begins. The atmosphere gets incredibly tense. Oh, not that close. Not that close. A bit of invincibility there from the fantastic flyover here as well. Came in a little late.
I think that was loud enough to wake the dead.
It was
My
quite loud
parents
as well.
are awake now.
Don't worry. The singer will be on in a minute. I'm joking. Horses line. Track parade looking quite fun as well. Right then, guys, as well, Adam with me as well. There's Ed down in the pit lane. We've got Josh and Omi as well. We'll get to you two chaps in a second. But I'll tell you one thing. Oh, as we see Jaden Smith as well, who's going to be doing something as well. Oh, in fact, he's a host. He's got an earpiece in and he's given a microphone. Oh, so they let anybody with... they just let anybody now host these shows. Oh, okay. That should increase my talent then to get on for next season. Right, let's start with you, Ed, and your late night jazz, and just switch off Nikki in the background for a second. Come on then, qualifying was great. I'm just looking at it as well. When I was writing out my script for this part of the show, I noticed Nick Cassidy and Nico Muller, 1:10.282, exactly the same time in Group A. But Fenestraz, the only one in the 109s, he went through, so did Vern, Nato and Gunther. Rast was the fastest in the group stages, 109.808, followed by Dennis Hughes and DaCosta. And that was pretty much an interesting group. But the bigger ones, Ed, We saw Boemi not go through, Verline not go through, Van Dorn not go through, Lotterer, Freins, Mortara, Degrassi, Bird as well, Evans not even getting to qualify, having to get special permission. It was a qualifying that has truly just changed the championship protagonists, and it's put Dennis in a great position to begin to walk away with it.
Sorry, I was just distracted by Jaden Smith's latest breakdown. I don't think that is Jaden Smith, actually. I think that's probably a local rapper in
No
Portland.
idea who it is.
But anyway, yeah, a lot of big names didn't make it, I'm afraid. But it was impressive to see Freins in the top 9 with Muller quite close behind him, so outperforming the factory Mahindra team of Degrassi just behind. Cassidy starts 10th. Remember, he won in Monaco from 9th, and it's pretty difficult to overtake in Monaco. Should be a little bit straightforward here at Portland. So I think Nick Cassidy probably fancies his chances, but he has got a lot of quick cars to overtake, so it's going to be a lot of drivers saving energy behind one another, and it's picking the right moment to go. Like I said, we could also see potentially a few safety cars and interruptions that mix things up as well. Potentially, remember how Monaco ended with it ending under safety car, and that was how Cassidy secured the win there, getting to the front at the right moment, because a lot of people thought he'd gone too early and the safety car played right into his hands. So even those with less energy efficient cars could still be a threat today. And let's not forget the ES cars, the Jaguars, the Envisions, all starting a bit further down, could well be threats. And the Porsches too, don't forget, with Verline 18th and Da Costa 7th.
Can to say, amazing from the Formula E talent as well. They are all coming to the front of the grid to talk to Nikki Shields, as I would not make Nikki in her condition walk in this temperature. Track temperature 41 degrees, air temperature 28, and she is very heavily pregnant. So top for the drivers to come and speak to her. She's hosting this weekend. Adam, coming to you as well. Dennis on pole, Fenestras second. You got your prediction right for pick a pole, but who's your pick a winner coming to this? By the way, nice to have you back on the team, and technically as well, Adam, you're on the Grid Network right now, because we're going to be uploading straight after the race and premiering the whole weekend. So welcome back to the Grid Network. Pleasure to have you back for this one occasion.
Thanks, Josh. Really cool to be with you. And for pick a winner, I went with full sitter Jake Dennis. He looked very strong in qualifying, like you said. It was between him and Fenestras, and Jake Dennis has been solid during qualifying, and now he has his team boss Michael Andretti there in the garage, and we all know how good Michael Andretti was with the NTT IndyCar Series when he was a driver there. So I think Jake Dennis will get it done from pole to checkered flag. But as we all know, the Vestful corners always can be crazy, calamity. So we'll see what happens. Maybe everyone will mind their P's and Q's, and we'll have a clean first lap. But we'll see.
Fingers crossed we have a clean run. We don't want to have any interruptions as well. A case of red flaggers is not necessary at 1 a.m. in the morning to clear up Formula E cars, but it's a wide start line going to a very tight first corner, so should be quite interesting to come into it. Just let's talk about the elephant in the room as well. Start with Jaguar. They've changed both the powertrain and the battery as well on both Evans and Bird's car. Now, they did Bird's pre-weekend. Evans, they did in between the gap, and that's what's resulted. It wouldn't have been a penalty, but it has resulted in him starting from the back of the grid. In fact, he lines up 20th on the grid as well, the last of the official runners on row 10. So, interesting run, but Evans couldn't get the car started. The mechanics were fined also for not wearing helmets in the pit lane. It's all been going wrong. So, question to you as well, Ed, because I'm going to come to Adam on the Techeetah thing. Do you think that we're going to see a run up the field for Evans today, starting 20th? Do you think he'll get us into the points at all?
I think it's entirely possible, but it depends if he can stay out of trouble starting that far back, and B, if the Jaguar is particularly energy efficient around here, because it doesn't seem to have a particularly good one-lap pace, but that doesn't preclude it from coming back in the race. So I think absolutely there's every chance that Evans could slice his way through and get a couple of points, which would just about keep his championship alive. But you have to say, 25 points back, it's starting to look very difficult for Mitch at the moment.
Adam, coming to you as well. We had the news during qualifying in between the gaps that an RFID scanner as well, a device that enables a team to read the barcodes on tyres, and it could have access to read tyre pressure live of cars as well, data that's incredibly sensitive to other teams. It was set up by Techeetah, they say, to measure their own tyre data. An excuse that I personally don't buy, because those devices are banned in the pit lane. So why Techeetah had it out there in the first place? Well, not Techeetah, sorry. Why DS Penske had it out there, I don't know. I don't really believe DS Penske on this matter as well. Vern's come out and said it was an accident. We accept the team, though, because we shouldn't have had it in the first place. But coming to you, Adam, they've been kicked out of qualifying. Vern was in the duels. He got beat by Norman Nato by around about a tenth and a half. But that's now put Jev, who's in a title fight, down in the pit lane, and Van Dorn with him too. Two people who've looked quite strong this weekend, due to a team error, have cost their drivers possibly a championship. What's your take on this?
Well, I'm glad they took responsibility for what they've done, and to see Jean-Eric Verne and Stoffel Van Dorn starting in the pit lane. I think they will find a way to get through the field, get as many points as they can. As you know, having those two there, and especially Nick Cassidy and Pascal Verlon starting in the back too. All of them are championship contenders, so I think it's going to be a crazy race. You know, to see how all of them get through. I mean, but I think each of them will get points, and I think it's going to be a very interesting race at Portland. That's for sure.
Really is. Thanks, guys. We'll get your thoughts to lights out. Let's introduce our two pit reporters as well, who are standing by. Josh T and Omi with us as well. Gents, you could have had a weekend off. You could have relaxed, not been in the comms box. You weren't required. You've turned up anyway, so commitment to you. Let's start with you, JT. Weren't in Canada with us, and nice you made the trip here for Portland. How was Brands Hatch? How are you?
It was absolutely incredible. Hello, everybody, and hello, everybody watching back on Grid Network. Going back to the DS Penske thing, those excuses just don't work for myself, and I don't think they work for a lot of other people, because them saying it was an accident, just putting it there, how is it an accident when they put it there? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very bizarre one, isn't it? But I'm looking forward to having your input throughout the race. Omi, with us too in the pits. Let's go down to you. Good evening. Once again on the night shift. Again, no, you never get any rest, but hello, how are you doing? You enjoyed today so far? Because you've also been with us watching in MotoGP.
I don't know what a break actually means, so probably the reason why I'm here. But yeah, I'm gonna probably go freak out because I might have just seen a rat. But I'm looking forward to this race. Hopefully, it's gonna be good. And yeah, I'm hoping that it's gonna be a close battle out at the front.
I hate rats. And I thought there's not one in this commentary box either as well. We were just talking about that earlier on.
It's like, I better leave then.
Yeah, everyone escape. Okay, let's take a look at how they line up on the grid then. Jake Dennis has pole position on row 1. Alongside him is Sasha Fenestraz. Row 2 sees Norman Nato and Rene Rast. Row 3 sees Gunther and Hughes. Row 4, DaCosta and Lotterer. Row 5 is Frines and Cassidy. Row 6, Mortara and Muller. Row 7, Degrassi and Tictum. Row 8, Bird and Boemi. Row 9 sees Mary and Verline. Row 10, Seta Cameron Evans. And starting from the pit lane is Jean-Eric Verne and Stoffel Van Dorn. Okay, well, Joe Samaniego has also been talking to the drivers on Friday morning on the media run. Let's see what they had to say to him in the press conference.
I think Berlin will be like a small percentage of what we'll see here. I think it will be even more extreme. I think qualifying will be the highest top speeds we've seen in this car before, so that's really exciting. And then the racing itself will be quite a procession, like a lot of pack racing, like you mentioned, and just try and be there at the end when it matters.
It's quite an energy demanding circuit, so we use a lot of energy to do the laps. So the race will be very strategic, but also just even trying to set the car up as well for these long corners. You know, we normally set the car up to for road court, street tracks, and this is obviously a permanent facility with very long corners. It's not very Formula E-esque, so big change, and hopefully we've done the right steps to be competitive. But the whole approach to the weekend will have to be slightly modified.
Yeah, it's going to make things quite different, especially from a strategy perspective in the races. The tow is going to have a massive effect on efficiency, so that's going to play a big role in how people strategize their races. In terms of qualifying, there's lots of combined corners, which theoretically is not actually very, very good for our car, but it might make it will be very difficult to drive. So carrying good speed will be very key, and then adapting the car as quickly as possible, because like you say, this circuit is not normal for us, so it'll be about how the teams mechanically adapt the car as quickly as possible to suit this circuit.
Nice to see them once again all in action. We are gearing up then to the start of the Jakarta E-Prix. Let's head trackside for some interviews on the grid, starting with Jean-Eric Verne.
Staying positive. I think we have a good chance in that race, and I think the teams needs it. So I'm gonna do my everything to try and bring valuable points, today.
Just quickly, points on the cards?
Sorry?
Points on the cards?
Yeah, definitely.
Love it. Thanks, Joe.
Nick Cassidy, currently in P10 position. In terms of the championship standings, you're very much in that magical top 3. With that in mind, what does success look like for you today?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's always going to be a tough race for us, I think. This track was never going to suit us on paper, but look, it could throw up some interesting challenges, and there could be some good opportunities, so let's see.
And in terms of P10, tough that you're not at the front or the back, so it will be very busy and risky. Is that kind of in your strategy thinking?
Well, you're trying to build up the excitement here for the viewers, but no, it's okay. We'll be all right.
Good luck today, man.
Thanks.
Well, Jaden, congratulations. You delivered on the challenge. How was it?
It was fantastic. He's the best. He's the best. I love him. He's great.
He is. He's a great character, actually. He brings a lot of joy in the Formula E paddock. Always a very cool, calm and happy chap, despite whatever the results are. Really, we're getting towards final moments before racing gets underway here. Nelson, in terms of the challenges that these guys at the back of the grid have got on their hands, it's also really hot. We didn't have this heat yesterday during the shakedown and FP1 session. Is that going to be, a bit of a challenge for the drivers today?
I think it is. I genuinely think we're going to have it. Nice to hear from Nicky, and it is Jaden Smith now on the Punditry team. So that's really interesting that he's on the Punditry team. I think that's one of the craziest pundits I've ever seen. But I'll tell you one thing, at least they're getting someone...
Didn't Jaden Smith roll a conspiracy theory on Twitter or something?
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up stuff, so it's a bit odd that you can get away with that and still be a TV pundit. But hey,
well, your dad
I guess
can,
Jack Nicholls gets scrapped, but Jaden Smith gets put on to replace him. Seems weird.
Well, your dad can smack Chris Rock in front of millions and millions and millions of people as well.
To be fair, that wasn't Jaden. So.
No, but it's I don't know. It's nice though to see him on as at least we've got somebody who I think he is passionate about Formula E. I think I've heard him talk about it before. I think I've seen him at one of the races earlier on this year in Monaco. So at least they're getting celebrities on who actually know the stuff and on the broadcast team. So fair dues, but it's a bit weird because he's actually talking sense. I can hear him in my ears. He's actually doing quite well. Let's catch up on the YouTube chat as well. SHT says, what's the time for race? Coming up in 3 minutes' time. Just after 1 a.m. British summer time. That's after 5 p.m. in Portland. And it's 8 a.m. something or other. So it's just stay with us and you'll be there. 6 minutes and 23 seconds from now until the race starts. That's pretty much how we get a hold of it. Adam already said 8 a.m. Thank you very much. 8 p.m. Sorry. Thank you. Cynthia says, I'm back from the Netherlands after a week in London. Hope you enjoyed the UK. And that's 2 a.m. your time. It really is quite a long one to come into it. SHT says, hey man, I just woke up and now having breakfast. Perfect timing to come into the stream. Absolutely. For once, we're at your earliest convenience at 1 a.m. on the morning. but the field beginning to get shaped up. I am suffering with hay fever. It's at that annoying stage of the morning where there's dew. But Adam, just coming to you on this, how weird is it for you right now to see cars stationary on the start-finish line here? Because we don't usually have standing starts here. They've put the grid down for bikes and for cars, but we've never had a standing start in Portland, so we're in complete unknown. There's no grip on the run down towards T1, is there? So this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it is. It is weird, for me seeing a standing start at Portland, because normally, in the motorsport series comes like NASCAR or IndyCar, they have rolling starts. So I think the fans are going to get a treat, to see a standing start, for those who have never seen one before. So I think it's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to the race. And next year, Formula E is returning to Portland. So, and from what I've heard, the race is sold out. So, that's good to see. Fans who normally don't follow Formula E, come and watch it, and for fans who have never seen them before, maybe it'll bring in some more American viewers.
Let's go around the room then as we prepare one-word answers. Who is going to be our race winner here in Portland? I'll start with you, Adam.
Jake Dennis. I said it. I said on the Grid Network. I said on the Grid Network, pick a winner. I'm going with Jake Dennis. He starts on the pole, so I think it's going to be full checkered flag. Going Jake Dennis, the Avalanche, and Andretti Porsche.
Ed, what about you? One word quickly.
I predicted Dennis, but I think it's probably going to be Cassidy, and I'm going to get it wrong because he's going to start in 10th.
Here we go. The action is all set. For the first time here in Portland, we are about to go green for the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. Welcome to the 2023 Southwire Portland EPrix, the fourth venue in the United States to hold a round of this World Championship, and the tension is through the roof. Rocky ground in the background perfectly shows us what the championship is like. Dennis leads it now by 2 points, and they've got to master this amazing circuit here in Portland. It's a 3.221 kilometre circuit, 2 miles in length in total. Attack mode's on the outside of turn 7. You can see it on your track map as well. Turn 1 though, Adam, the S's section. Please give us the name and why it's so important to get that first part of the track right.
It is called the Shelton. It is called the Shelton Corners. It's also known as Thusful Corners, and it can be. We've seen plenty of chaos there in the past regarding NASCAR, IndyCar. So
yeah,
I think it's going to live up to what everybody says here in Formula E. So we've seen some craziness over the years in those couple corners. So
gotta do the grid.
I think we'll see it here.
Here's the grid then from back to front. Row 11, starting from the pit lane is Jean-Eric Verne and Stoffel Van Dorn. Row 10 sees Evans in 20th, Sete Cameras 19th. Row 9 sees Verline was championship leader, now starting 18th position. Mary starts 17th. Row 8, 16th for Wemmy, 15th for Bird as well. Row 7, Tickton 14th, Degrassi is 13th. Row 6, Muller 12th, Mortara starts in 11th. 5th row of the grid sees Cassidy and Frines. 4th row sees Lotto alongside DaCosta as well. Then we get to row 3 with Hughes alongside Gunther. Row 2, Rast and NATO. Row 1 though, Fenestraz and pole sitter Jake Dennis. A lot to look forward to, Ed. This is going to be a chaotic turn 1. I can't wait.
Indeed, but it's all about survival these first few laps, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of people cutting the chicane to try and avoid the chaos going on the inside, because if somebody spins, there's not going to be a lot of space to avoid them on the apex.
Engine start to buddle. You can see the engine in the background like a whirlwind starting up. 15 seconds until we get to the green lights.
We'll go to dummy grid first, haven't they?
Yeah.
So, by the way, if I get too excited, tell me off, because my parents are going to come in and do it if I do.
We will restrain you. I'll do the shouty bits. Away we go. The green lights come on. Our first ever standing start in Portland is about to go underway. Limited tyre smoke. Seeing that coming from the McLaren there of Rene Rast starting fourth on the grid. Into the braking zones. Lining up Gunther P5. Turn 1 will be crucial. There's our team view. Not many rounds left in the championship. Dennis could take a big stride in it today. After this, it's a race 2 in Rome and then London. Smoke is clear, a sold-out crowd. The first ever Portland EPrix is about to get underway. The green flag is at the back. Round 12 of the ABB FIA Formula E Championship takes us to Portland, Oregon for the first time. 4 races after this left in the championship. Who can take the stride? 5 lights. Lights out, race on in Portland. Good start from Dennis. Fenestral's going to cut away. Rast on the inside line. Look at Hughes. The 2 McLaren's going to make the move into the festival corners for the first time. 5 lanes congested to 2. It's Dennis leading. Fenestral's in second position. Norman Nato battling with Rene Rast and Jake Hughes coming on the outside. Good start through the festival corners. They're all made it through safely as well. Now on the inside line into 3, 4, 5 and 6. They all get a little bit too wide. It's an okay start as they get through. Gunther passing in the middle field as well with Hughes. Lotterer drops up to 7th, Cassidy 8th, and Ticktum in 9th. On board with DaCosta. Look at this. This is in the midfield of the battle. Cassidy's past Lotterer. Ticktum passes DaCosta, Muller and Freins as well. Muller dropping into 11th position. Meantime, on the inside line, this is where the attack mode is. Anyone going to go for it early on? No. 3 wide though in the middle with Mortara, Degrassi and Buemi, who's made up positions. Gunther's up into 7th. Clean start there though, Adam, as they come down. They're still 3 wide further back.
Yeah, Josh, I was surprised they got a clean start going in turn 1, and right now we see Jake Dennis, who got a very good jump off the line in position number 1, and there's some really good battles all throughout the pack as we come on to the front stretch to complete lap 1 and into lap 2.
Rast trying to go around the outside of Fenestras. Nato passing Rast now as well, so they've changed over positions. Here comes Gunther on the inside of Hughes in towards the festival chicane, and it's just a little bit of a nip and tuck there. Ed, clean start from everybody. In your monotone voice, how did you find that opening lap? They're still side by side now. What a great race.
Mostly neat and tidy, but remember, Dennis is going to try and control the pace at this point. We see Cassidy has also got up to 5th already, so he's not hanging about. He doesn't want to through these guys later, as we see the Costa making a move as well.
And there's a little bit of pollen being thrown up in the air as well. Rast keeping this lead. It's a 28-lap race. Ticktum's up to 8th, Muller's down to 9th, Freins up to 10th as well, and so's Mortara as they throw 3 wide. Through turn 7, that's a bit of a hold in, and that's one of the McLarens. That's Hughes getting dropped down the order. He gets touched on the grass as well, so he's going to have to get a little bit of a slap on the wrist now. Look at this. Slow, slow, slow. That's P2, that's Fenestras slow. Nato's coming up the inside and also bringing the McLaren with him of Rene Rast and Antonio Felix da Costa. So they've all slowed down again. I think Fenestras has stayed second. Dennis trying to control the pace, and they're doing exactly as you said it. They're lifting and coasting, trying to save as much energy as possible, and they're still side by side as they come down the start-finish straight towards turn 1. There we see the Porsche, I believe that's Da Costa, literally side by side with Rene Rast. In towards turn 1, they back out of it as well. Meantime, 4 abreast further back. What a crazy launch as Da Costa throws up the inside. There goes, that's Cassidy passing, and then it's up Remy. It's all getting a bit of a mess, and that's an apt car with no front wing coming through the chicane.
Yeah, I mean,
Muller.
Muller.
Yeah,
it's
and
getting...
like you said, Ed, you saw, you would see people try to shortcut it, and Nico Muller was the first, so
we've got attacks.
What?
Attack mode's coming. One of them is, well, Mary Freins to Degrassi and Sete Cameron Muller. In fact, half the field taken as well. They're all flashing blue on our timing tower. So they all take, well, Freins 2 minutes, same as Mary, 4 minutes for the front field, and it's all getting chaotic. In turn 8, 9, 10, 11, Dennis leading, Nato second. They've got 8 minutes to use. They can either use it in 2, 2, 2. or they can, well, 2-4-2 formation. Let's take a look at Muller, how he lost his wing X down towards turn 1. Oh, he got tripped over someone.
I hit one of the Mahindras, I think. That's a bit unfortunate, and had no option but to cut. But look at the picture, Josh.
Oh, that's 4 wide into towards the first corner. Cassidy's come up from 7th position. And there's the contact. That was inevitable. I believe that's one of the Nissans getting it. That's Fenestrauss who's lost part of his front
NATO.
wing. No, NATO's up into 2nd position. Well, is he? I don't know. Cassidy's hit the lead. Dennis has backed up massively. Go on, JT, what have you found? Because Cassidy leads. Dennis in 2nd. Rast is 3rd. Battling with NATO. It is Fenestrauss. That's lost part of his front wing. He's in front of Lotter at 2. Amazing start. JT, what have you found in the pits?
Yeah, Lotterer went down from 10th to 22nd, but then popped back up to 10th, so I believe it was a transponder issue there.
NATO takes the lead. NATO's up from 4th, and that's because Cassidy's taken attack mode and they go 3 wide at the exit of the corner. This is insanity. So that's Rast dropping down. NATO has taken it. NATO's going to be officially a lap leader in this race. Yellow flag at turn 7, double yellow at turn 7. It's gone green now, but that's what's flashed up on our timing screen. They're still side by side. There's the yellow coming through now on the timing pictures, and they're all, there's a broken front wing, I swear, as it's coming from the side of Sasha Fenestrauss. And we need to take a look at it. Riding on board with Jake Dennis, he's got, yellow flag, turn 7, still out there, according to my driver tracker. So I don't know which one to believe, as we've got one of the outs now slow in the middle of the pack. There's Fenestrauss with no front wing. Buemi and Cassidy all coming through the inside. This is pack racing like I've never seen it in Formula 1. It's like an IndyCar oval race. And Fontana into the chicane once more. Round the outside, Cassidy trying to have a go. There's a yellow flag at the exit of the attack mode. Side by side, there's Dan Tinctum. He's on the inside, I believe, with the other out. So that must be Robin Frines up in position. There we see one of the McLarens. That's Hughes further down. He's got Gunther ahead of him. Rast down to 6th position. Fenestrauss somehow holding off for 5th position as well. Safety car deployed. So start the stopwatch in terms of added time. So there's debris on the circuit, the safety cars come out, and that is why it's Roberto Murray who has stopped at turn 7. In all the confusion, we didn't even see him stopped on the track at the exit of the attack mode. Let's hear from Dennis.
198, am I taking attack with the yellow T7? Makes sense.
That's Dennis, so where's Roberto Murray? He's there on the inside. Oh, he's just come to a stop it.
Transmission issue, I suspect. Not Mary's fault at all.
Yeah, that's a car.
No damage, no visible damage.
And that's going to require pushing. Is that front wing damage? I can't quite tell on that angle, but safety car is out.
Oh, looked a bit out of alignment.
Yeah. Well, Adam, I'm going to get told off for that as well. Incredible opening laps. Beth is watching. Oh, and of course, Eurosport decide to go to an ad break during the safety cars.
It was Fenestrauss with a damaged front wing, so he may have hit the back of Dennis, which caused him to drop behind, I believe, his teammate and a couple of others as well.
I'd love to tell you what's going on with the TV pictures, but unfortunately we've lost them, thanks to the amazing idea from Eurosport that we are not watching a live motor race. What on earth are you doing? And it's not live anywhere else on the UK, so isn't that just great? I'm assuming Josh...
do you not have it on Channel 4? I'm watching on Channel 4.
On the YouTube stream, though, is what Josh means.
We'll have to get that on there. That's okay, Adam, what did you make of the start of that one as we wait for our TV pictures to come back? We're under safety car anyway.
It's been incredible. You know, there have been so many battles up and down the grid, left and right. You saw 3 wide, you saw 4 wide, and I think everyone is getting their money's worth in Portland right now. I don't think all the battling is done just quite yet. Norman Nato has been really strong. Pastor Fenestrauss, strong. And what about Jake Dennis? You know, he's been up there as well. So I think all 3 of those drivers have a shot to take on the checker flag.
So we're still under the safety car. Let's do a quick run through the field for you with our use of the battle screen. Norman Nato is our race leader on lap 5 of this race, with DaCosta in 2nd, Dennis is 3rd, Cassidy 4th, Rast is 5th, 6th for Sasha Fenestrauss, 7th for Max Gunther, 8th for Hughes, 9th for Frines, and 10th for Lucas Degrassi. Dan Tinctum is 11th. 12th for Andre Lotterer, Eduardo Mortara is 13th, 14th for Sergio Santacamera, 15th for Nico Muller, 16th on the board as well for Pascal Verlaine, 17th Sam Bird, 18th Sebastian Buemi, 19th Mitch Evans, Jean-Luc Glass 21st, Stoffel Van Dorn is well, Vert 20th, Van Dorn's 21st. Take a look at the start then. Go over to you, Ed.
Okay, well, a brilliant start by Dennis. He starts to bunch up behind with the two McLarens, the two Nissans going free wide into turn one. But Fenestrez was able to hold on to second. NATO gave it a go, and it's behind where it starts to get a little bit bunched up between the pack. NATO not quite able to make through, and Dennis already planning ahead as we see Cassidy making a move on Da Costa. Apparently Da Costa has made 12 overtakes in the first 5 laps alone, I was just seeing on the YouTube stream. That is pretty impressive.
I like, by the way, I've just seen, you know how the Formula E app used to go, and we go green in Portland on their notification? They've changed it, lights out in Portland. They've changed it from what Jack Nicholls says to what Ben Edwards says.
Tainted phrase, yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they could just do what I do. I have lights out, race on, and I have action, but it wasn't really an action in Portland time, it was lights out.
Dan Tictum here making a few places.
Lovely move from the Neo. I mentioned him in the beginning of the commentary. He's sliced through. Tictum started this race down in 14th position. He's gained, where is he now? Dan Tictum, 11th. Yeah, so 3 places on that dive bomb. And then, of course, there was a few that have taken the attack mode and have lost out on it. Van Dorn has got the fast lap in this race, by the way, 1:17.307. Now, compare that to the 109s we were seeing in qualifying. We are... when the battery's fully charged, Ed, it is insanely heavy.
I don't think the weight really changes across the race, but yeah, it does have to be heavy because there's a lot of battery and it's got to last the whole race, and it's even heavy. It's not as heavy as Gen 2, of course, because the Williams have worked on those batteries. Advanced engineering team, as Mary is towed off by a recovery vehicle, which I believe is an electric car, so thankfully it's not completely mixed messaging there.
Beth says, what does the attack graphic mean on the outside corners? That is attack mode. You get 8 minutes to use across the weekend. You can use it in a 4-2-2 formation or a 2-2-4 or 4-2-4, whatever you like, but you have to use those 8 minutes across it.
Look at that front wing
it's
on
hanging by a
Fenestrad.
thread, isn't it? Wow.
Is that the camera dangling around?
Yeah, that's why we're on the interior shot. Here it is then. So it's already just dropped off. It's like the 2 prongs that hold it on have fallen off. So not really road safety. We saw that back in Hyderabad. I'm surprised they've got the meatball flag. Safety car is in this lap. We'll have about 2 added laps. What have you made of it so far, Adam?
I've enjoyed it in this car, and there's still much more racing to go. So we'll see if Jake Jenner can get back up there to the lead. He got some strong competition ahead of him, and so
well,
I said Jake Dennis would win, so I need some
NATO's got damage.
big winner points, to get closer to Ed. So hopefully my pick can come through, so I can gain on you, Ed.
Look at this from Norman NATO, who's holding up massively. Fenestrad's come straight to the pit lane. That's him done then. We go green again here then, with the flag waving, with a proper start here in Portland. Look at this from Da Costa. In that Porsche, looking to the inside down towards turn 1. A few of them look to the inside line. Further back, that's going to be Lotterer making a move on Dan Tictum into the chicane. Tictum goes straight on, just about makes it through. Around the outside comes the Mahindra. So that's going to be Lucas de Grassi in 9th position. Verline passes Muller, Buemi passes Bird. That little battle brewing on. Good, clean restart as Lotterer and Van Dorn. Lotterer's dropped back. Lotterer has dropped right back. So has Van Dorn to 19th and 20th position. We had a brief yellow flag. Attack mode's coming on for everybody. Everybody takes the attack through the exit zone at turn 7. NATO, Dennis, well, everybody. 2 minutes for NATO, for Da Costa as well.
Robin Frines did.
Yeah, Cassidy's taken 6 minutes. Frines didn't. Now, did he take the lead of the race? No. NATO stays out ahead. Frines has jumped up into 4th position. And now those with attack breezing through on the inside line. It's like coming down. It's rush hour here in Oregon as they come to the inside line. Round, that's Cassidy trying to get ahead of Mortara. Does so. Then we get de Grassi. Gunther's in there, then we get Tictum involved, and the 2 McLarens come into play. Look at Hughes under pressure from Sergio Sete Camera. Hughes has got 6 minutes left to play. He's taken 2 minutes off his attack mode, but Sete Camera hasn't taken any, and he's got more power coming down the straight. Gunther's past Rast, and the meantime further back as well. Hughes under attack from Buemi on the inside line. Did Buemi get through? Can't quite tell from that angle, no. Buemi's been forced out. He has. Boemi right round the outside of Hughes, up to 11th, and Hughes on attack mode, Adam, and that's just great from Boemi. Clawing his way up the field, late dive bomb there from that's Muller trying to pass Evans.
Yeah, it was a very nice, clean restart, and to Josh, a lot of people with attack mode, and it's really cool to see Norman out in front right now, and Antonio Felix Costa running second, Jake Dennis for Avalanche, and Jody Porter running third. Jake Dennis wants to put on a really good showing,
Sorry, 5 wide! 5 wide! Look at that! And they're not going to get through cleanly! There's a few wings that get a little bit jammed. Look at the McLaren! Is that Rene Rast or Hughes? Hughes! Taking 4 cars on the inside line! Oh, this is getting dangerous! The tightness of the circuit just closes back up. Rumble with Cassidy. He's chasing down Rene Rast in 6th position. Look at them across the line and into the inside. Cassidy goes defensive. Mortara sends it up the inside, but Gunther's on the outside. He's going to be tagged. Just about gets away with it to turn 1. Insanely close action here in Portland. Cassidy 4th, Degrassi down to 5th, Mortara up to 6th. Muller has been. Muller's under investigation for leaving the track. Muller and Friends under investigation for causing a collision. So Muller getting hammered by the stewards. Hughes and setting camera past Friends. Ticked him down to 9th. This is all kicking off. We said it could be one of the greatest races we've ever seen. I think right now it is. The cars are going by so fast, you can't tell what's happening. 3 minutes for Cassidy. He's taken in more. 1 minute left as now DaCosta takes him from 2nd position. He's followed in as well by Degrassi, who comes out right alongside Jake Hughes, with Ticktum and Rast just ahead of him. Round the outside, they all come into play. Fantastic action here in Portland as they come through. It's the braking zone once again for turn 10 and 11. Now we've got a huge accident in the background. And I'm trying to see, is it Muller? We've got a huge crash as he continued on into the barrier. Yes, he has. I think it's Muller. Safety car's out. Safety car's deployed again. So restart the timer. I can't tell who it is yet on the timing screen. It's the 51. So it is indeed Nico Muller, who has spun off and hit the wall. And look at that. NATO backed off for the safety car. And everyone's gone straight through.
Crash. No more brakes. Just went straight on.
Muller's lost brakes. And now we're going to have to sort the field out because Cassidy has gone through, as has Gunther, and the track's a bit blocked now, and I won't be surprised if we might need a red flag here. Well, this is fun.
He's got out the car.
Yeah, he's got out the car to call the safety car. Cassidy and Gunther 1-2. There is Scott Elkins, our race director. They might have to stop this one, and to be honest, they have to reorganise the field as well, Ed. NATO saw the safety car boards, lifted off, and everyone just went streaming right through. You can't let Cassidy and Gunther keep those positions. It's got to be given to NATO. And not this again with going to ad breaks. What is your sport doing?
Seems to be their reaction whenever there's a safety car, get those ads in.
Yeah, because if there's a red flag, we need to see it.
We saw in Cape Town that Gunther got a penalty for jumping Sasha Fenestraz, and now it seems the other Nissans had the same thing happen to him. So the precedent's there. Cassidy and Gunther probably got to give those places back, but Cassidy will say NATO reacted too early and trying to argue it out in the stewards room later on. But either way, this is going to allow NATO to save a bit of energy, which is good for him because he's been leading out front for quite a while.
Yeah, it gives him a bit of a breathe. So technically does lead a lap. So NATO does lose it back. So we're just getting the live pictures up on the side so that I can see them up here in the commentary box as well. That car is, I think, a bit too... It's too sideways on the track. I wouldn't be surprised, Adam, if we saw a stoppage. You know this track. It's quite dangerous, isn't it, on the inside? It's tight circuit. Tight and very difficult in case of accidents like this where we have to see the red flags come out.
Yes, Josh. It is quite narrow on the backstretch, and I will say, when you mentioned the pack racing, that IndyCar used to do at Fontana, it brought back so many memories. Me watching, IndyCar back in the day when they used to go to Fontana, and also Michigan International Speedway. With the 3 wide and 4 wide action. I mean, never thought I would see series go 3 wide and 4 wide into a corner at Portland. I mean, this has been an incredible race, and we're not done yet. So, safety car maybe out, but there's still a long way to go here at the Portland E3.
Where's the car gone? They've slowed the field right down, so they don't need to put out the red flag yet, because these cars can't crawl around. But I thought they might, because the way that track is, the way that angle is, you can't get a JCB out there. So I thought we might have to have a stoppage, but they can slow these cars right down.
Yeah, I was just looking at the replay of Nico Muller with the brakes gone coming out in turn 7, so I think he might have just avoided hitting the back of anybody, but unfortunately forced him to go in the wall at the far end of the track at high speed. I believe they're getting a recovery vehicle out to drag him along. At the moment, if things stay as they are with Casti in the lead, he would take the lead of the championship, but I'm not sure if that is going to stand. I had a lot of comments from Jack Pickering. He's just sent me a text message basically saying, what an utter S show, and I feel embarrassed for Formula E, so he doesn't like the way that safety car messed up the lead battle.
Energy update. How were Dennis and DaCosta? Okay.
Yes, Beth, they hit attack, and it goes for a set period across it. So it's an extra boost of energy from 300 to 350 kilowatts of power. Let's take another look at Muller's accident, Ed. He just goes straight on, no brakes whatsoever, and goes on the grass, and he's just a passenger.
It's a weird one. He lost it quite early on his own, sort of off Apex.
Yeah, really bizarre. Let's get our thoughts of our pit reporters. Josh T is out there as well. What have you made of this opening 12 of 28 laps we've had? I'm sure we'll have more because we spent about 10 minutes under the safety car. I've got my stopwatch running.
Yeah, we'll definitely have extra laps added on, so the drivers and teams are going to have to take that into mind when using their energy up. Last time it popped up, they were around 75%. That was around 5 minutes ago. But the biggest loser of the attack mode was DaCosta, who's currently in 5th, and he went round attack mode, got it for 6 minutes. 30 seconds later, safety car went out.
Oh no!
So 5.5 minutes of attack mode for DaCosta wasted, and it's going to run out for him in 10 seconds. Let's have another look at it once more from the helicam, Josh.
Yeah, it's just going to go straight on. I thought, did he clip the back of one of the cars at the further back? I think, well, it would be Lotto, wouldn't it? But I don't think he did. He just went straight on. Really strange
The
brake
Jaguars,
yeah.
he was behind.
Oh, so that'd be Bird then. Oh, such a hard hit there. Thank God they put the safer barrier there. They thought about that. They put the safer barrier there as well. Omi, what have you made of this race so far? It has been quite quick, but very energetic.
Yeah, first of all, it's been very electric. We need to get that out of the way first. But yeah, it's really been a good race. There's been a lot of 3 wide moments, 4 wide, and almost 5 wide. So it's really been a great race. I'm absolutely loving it, and it's also a bit different to obviously a bit different to the street circuit. So it's a bit more different and enjoyable. So I'm really enjoying it. And also, by the way, I am watching downstairs, and it is available on Channel 4 on the TV on Sky.
What? Really?
Yeah, it is.
Sky. On Sky is not Channel 4, Omi.
Oh, you're
Well,
NATO
you
second.
get what I mean.
NATO second. NATO's been given second position back. So according, NATO's second. He was going to get the lead back.
Yeah, Gunther has learned from last time, though.
I did ping you in comms chat, by the way, about it, Josh.
Right.
And also, just quickly, for everybody on Grid Network who's watching back, Casti, 2.5 minutes wasted, and Degrassi, 3 minutes wasted of attack mode as well.
Not me, just saying to Megan. So the field continue on. What do you think then, Adam? We're going to have a lot of added laps, but they're still going on at the moment because they've got a long recovery process. But Joe Samiego's just text saying that the crowd are cheering and it's the best atmosphere they've had at Portland.
Yeah, you know, like I said earlier, you know, the crowd is really intense, you know, this weekend, and pretty cool to see a sold-out crowd at Portland, and next year only is going back. So if it's like this, this year. Wait till next year because there'll be people who'll be buying tickets as soon as they go on sale, and they'll tell their friends, they'll tell their families, and they may even get a bigger turnout next year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Let's head down to the pit lane quickly with Saunders.
With the wing damage, what we faced before, but I don't know currently.
I mean, it looked like a pretty nasty incident. You can see why he was a bit rattled by it. Is he on his way back?
He's on the way back. It was a huge one, to be honest, but he's fine, and this is the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to hear. So, obviously, we've still got Robin in the mix now. What's the rest of this race going to look like once it restarts?
We will see. We will see. From the energy, we're on the same level. So, but it will be a crazy race. You will see. The last 5-6 laps will be the important ones.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
They always are the important ones, and we've now got our normal TV pictures operational as well. Thank you to Megan, who has very quickly run to the back of the box. Well, not here, but she's run up, changed it from Eurosport to Channel 4. Thank you very much, Megan. No more losing
A pretty
TV
damning
picks.
indictment of Channel 4's advertising for this race, isn't it?
I was told it wasn't on. They must have put it on last minute. Well, to be fair, it's kind of daft for them not to, wasn't it? Is it best views of the year? And this race is amazing. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Amy, and thank you to Channel 4 for not telling us and us putting your spot on and cutting away during the breaks. But we're going to have full for the rest, 40-28. But we've been on the safety car now for 16 minutes. Not 9 minutes in this period, 5 in the other. So we're going to have a lot of added time to this race. And that's added laps, remember, as well. Sit comfy. Ed, would it have been easier if they just red flagged the race and got that car out of the way? Why are we having this procedure with the added time on?
You can only assume that because of all the mess with the order, they didn't want to have to do that under red flag, so the annoyance of NATO, Nick Cassidy still stubbornly refusing to give up the lead that he stole right as the safety car was being called, whereas Gunther has played ball and given it back.
Well done to Gunther. Oh, hang on. Is Cassidy going to do it at the last corner? No, NATO's right behind him. So nothing's coming up yet. Cassidy leads again as we start lap 15 and 28. This race just getting more and more insane. There's Scott Elkin.
But he's not.
I thought we were going to hear from him then. We don't.
Few percentages.
68, 66, 66, 68, 65.
66 for the leaders, but Da Costa onwards have got 68, yeah. Almost 2% more.
Just in case you didn't want this race to get any crazier, it is getting crazier. And nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. Safety car's still out, double yellow's still there as well, out on the circuit.
Did I say this race would be crazy? Yes, I did.
You got it right, yeah. Perfect. So, 15 to 28. Cassidy, Nato, Gunther, Mortara, the two Maseratis pitched perfectly right now. Really strong performance. Apologise that we haven't got the com on for a second. I'm just trying to expertly stop sneezing.
The hay fever, that's going to make that a difficult proposition, though.
I know, so I want to ask a really long, complicated question to Josh T as we see a replay, I believe, of Lights Out in towards turn one. No, that's the restart.
Oh.
That was Fenestraz's wing going.
He hit the back of NATO, didn't it, as well?
Own teammates, come on. Okay, why are we still under the safety car? Is this because Cassidy won't get out of the way?
I don't think it's anything to do with that.
Track's clear. No one's there. Double yellow 9 and 10 still active on our timing screen. So is it barrier? Let's hope not. I didn't hit it that hard. I can't see anyone on the circuit.
He hit the other wall, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he slowly went into it because the steering was gone.
Clear.
Track clear. So why are we not going green? What's happened? We saw this a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember where under the safety car, we just wouldn't get out of the way to change everything back? Hello, field reordering. That's what they're doing. They're reordering the field in the middle part. So that's what they needed to do to get it all sorted. It is really bad in this commentary box right now. To give you an idea, imagine...
What's the message from Scott Elkins there?
Point on the circuit, there was very little way for the car to be extracted without having the safety car.
I think it was just sit tight.
Muller,
Yeah, I think it was just sit tight from him. His
So they're trying to
usual.
negotiate this whole order thing with Cassidy and NATO then.
Yeah, they've got to get this sorted quick.
Yeah, also just something to point out quickly, Josh.
Yes, go on.
Cassidy, of course, wasted some of his
there
attack
we go.
mode
He's done
because
it.
of this
He's let him
safety
through.
car.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. But NATO has 6 minutes of attack mode left, and I believe Gunther has as well.
So they must have been arguing it, and that's delayed it. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah. Bad sportsmanship from Envision and Cassidy, sadly.
13 minutes we've spent under the safety car. But Buemi has also passed Van Dorn. So the field has reordered itself to what it was when the safety car came out. Safety car is in this lap, so it was the fact that we were having to wait for Cassidy to let NATO back through. Very
Van
unsporting.
Dorn to let Buemi through as well.
That too. Let's have a look then. Watch the amber lights come on. Safety car is in this lap. So well, I can't see it. That doesn't give us an idea of where the yellows came out, does it? That just shows
Would have
that.
been on the steering wheel too.
Yeah, that's true. We need an onboard from NATO, who has got one, to see when that came out, but it was the wrong order. Anyway, safety car is in this lap. We've spent about 21 minutes under safety car in this race. Get ready to stop the clock. NATO will take us to green once more. We are green again. 14 minutes and 12 seconds, that one. A lot of this race still to run, even after 28 laps. We're going to go for some more. NATO lifts them back with a huge gap to Cassidy, trying to save the energy. Strangest restart I've ever seen. We go green again. Down towards turn number 1. Look at already Gunther and Mortara and Costa to the inside line and turn 1. Cassidy goes defensive. Gunther still on the inside line. They back out. 5 wide, further back, all trying to make it through one corner. McLaren's in the air as well. Ras, Dennis, Grassi, let's have a NATO.
Black Porsche. Push forward, thank you.
Push hard. He wants to take the attack. Yeah. Look at that. Vern's jumped up to 11th as well as Verline to 12th. So he's gone from 16th to 11th in the space of 2 corners. Setting camera passes Hughes. And now Gunther v Cassidy as NATO takes the attack mode. Gunther's going to go for it as well, as is Mortara, as is one of the McLarens of Rast. Frines does it too as Hughes, and they come out all in a very close angle, and they're all taking 6 minutes. Everyone on the 6-minute train as we come down once again to the chicane, and Cassidy retakes the lead. Oh, that's a bit late on the brakes. NATO going side by side there with Jake Dennis. Did he get through? Just Dennis clipping his wings. Great stuff. Great stuff, Adam. Clean restart. Tictum's up to 6th. So they've changed over as well.
Yeah, Josh. Once again, it was a clean restart, and we've seen some incredible action.
It's packed. It's that first corner. There's about 7 wide. That's not going to work. There's damage. And
Verline.
it's Verline. That's Verline. It's Verline. Unbelievable. The man who came into this weekend leading the championship is in trouble. And Pascal Verline, his championship is in trouble. Now look at Gunther and NATO. Gunther round the outside. NATO's left defenseless. Dennis trying to come through on the inside. NATO's got more wing damage. Vern on the inside with Evans trying to round the outside. Rust also coming into it. 3 wide into turn 8. Lotterer and Van Dorn taking attack mode. Lotterer with no front wing at all. Verline down to 16th. And Gunther batting with DaCosta. And another one off. Into the grass, coming back on a high speed. That's going to be a kamikaze if it's not careful. 7 wide into 8, 9 and 10. That, I believe, was Tictum. He's dropped to 12th. Could have been DeGrassi.
No, it was one of the DS Penske's.
Yeah. Trying to have a look. Verline's dropped back. Vern too.
It's Vern.
Vern's dropped down. There goes Frines on the inside line. Rust in there too. Evans on the inside line. Cassidy leads. I think DaCosta's in second. Hard to tell. Dennis battling with Gunther. Coming round the outside. This is like a start of a race every single lap. They are not getting away from each other. And now look, there comes Evans. And Dennis.
It's Cassidy bunching up the pack.
Oh my word. No Nobody wants to lead in Gen 3. There's Dennis.
Technique with saving is in the bin.
Attack is unavailable. And that's why, look at that, they're three,
There's
they're
something
packed.
about saving in the bin. She's saving in the bin, I think.
Is Cassidy going wide? Yes. They are constantly side by side. Tictum takes it. He drops to the back. Now at the front. I've never seen such a chaotic race, Adam. Verline's under investigation.
Yeah, Josh. I mean, I think this is one of the greatest races I've ever watched, and I mean, the action up and down the grid has been so incredible.
Bird saying, "What's my energy? What's my energy?" And the field
Comes up
changes.
to second, Josh.
Never mind, Lucha Costa's fighting back. Dennis is fighting back. They're 7 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 wide. Down into turn 1. Who's going to take the lead? Da Costa with Cassidy. Evans on the inside. Bird's in there. Frine's trying to come back through. Tictum's trying to circumnavigate everybody. Oh boy. This is one of the greatest races we've ever seen in Formula E.
You're very similar energy to Cassidy.
Bird with attack mode. They've all still got 2 minutes. Van Dorn's got 3. 1 minute, 50 seconds left for Tictum. There goes Evans. Evans is up into 4th. Bird's up to 3rd. Bird started 15th. Evans didn't even qualify. He started in 20th. Verline and Vern on attack mode. Muller, Friens, no further action. Verline still under it. Gunther up there. Dennis up into 5th. Dennis down to 6th. Gunther takes him. Evans and Seti Campbell are dropping through. What is this, EPrix? And look, they're still going at it. Oh, and that's Russ getting a tap, and there's a wing gong again. And that's off Fenestras again. I'm confident it's Fenestras. Second time. It is Sasha Fenestras. He's running to the back of Rust. He's got no wings left. He's going to have to run like that. Muller's under it. Muller's been given a 5-second time penalty, leaving the track. Gunther going to the inside line, taking the defence. Dennis in there too. And they all, again, it's a festival corner. I've never seen this before in my life. I can't even call it quickly. Here comes Gunther. Trying around the outside. No, well, he's done it. Yes, JT, what do you make of it? The 2 apps.
Well, firstly, absolutely incredible, but a 5-second penalty for a car that's DNF'd.
That is true.
Yeah, he did crash into the wall.
That is true.
Yeah.
Good point. Muller has been given the most pointless penalty I've ever seen in my life. As he packs up again. I'm seeing 6 cars side by side. Gunther takes second. Someone's taken an attack mode. Van Dorn's taken 2 minutes. Da Costa's up in there. Gunther, attack mode means nothing. They're Winpack Racing. Oh, ran the outside. I think came to Grassi. Let's hear from Da Costa.
See how they're backing off a little bit.
Just make sure
Nick Cassidy continues to lead.
Well, Ben talked over that one, but still on the inside
So
line.
just make sure we're in the top 3 is what the Porsche team said to Da Costa.
Thank you, Ed. NATO into 9th. Oh, wing damage. Oh, huge damage. Down the straight, it's hit Fenestras again. As that's the lead changed again. Who's taking the lead? Is that Da Costa?
It is.
He's 20th. Is that timing tower right? Da Costa on my screen's dropped down to 20th position, but I'm looking at him in
Leading the
time.
race, Josh.
Yes.
So transponder's gone.
Timing screen is wrong. Da Costa takes the lead away from Cassidy, and there he is. Another lead changer. Unbelievable stuff. The timing tower has frozen. Yeah, it's all frozen. There is Da Costa, lap 22 of 28, plus added time. That's confirmed to us. Well, this is just brilliant. It's quieted down, actually, since Da Costa hit the front. That's because Cassidy was backing him up, as you said, Ed.
Yeah, Cassidy clearly worried about energy, and Porsche, no, they're efficient enough to just stay up front and go already.
They're trying to go around the outside, trying to find the pace. Not working. Adam, this is insanity as we hear from Da Costa.
Cool. It's 6.21. I think I can keep it.
Whoa. Going off the track. Dennis takes Bird. Yeah, Dennis takes Bird for 3rd position on the track. Well, 4th, effectively. Timing tower still not fixed. Da Costa's transponder's gone. It's gone offline. But he is leading the race. I don't know if that means he needs to not lead the race. I'm not sure what that would mean. but we're seeing him in first position. Timing screen is glitching. Da Costa leads. They fixed it.
There we go. This is a pretty easy fix, all things considered. Just got to reset everything.
Yeah, just put him back into P1. Oh, Adam, this is brilliant. Is this one of the best races we've ever had at Portland? I'm thinking it is. I can't think of another.
Yep.
IndyCar across the line? This is great.
Yeah, Josh, it's called, seeing the cars, 6 wide, 7 wide, it takes me back to the days when IndyCar used to run out the old Fort Lakefront Airport in Cleveland, the long runway that they had going into the tight first corner. I think this has been incredible.
Dennis into attack mode.
We're not done yet.
Otara's past Evans. Dennis has taken that 6 minutes, so's Lotto and Fenestras. Fenestras run out of wings, can't pit anywhere. Down the straight they go, brilliant switchback. I think that's from Verline, attacking the inside of Buemi. Verline with 2 minutes of attack mode. Should get ahead of Sebastian Buemi further back. I don't think he did actually, no. Buemi's managed to hold him out of the breaker zone. Van Dorn's past NATO for 13th and 14th position. Surprised Verline couldn't do it. He had a great switchback on Buemi into turn 1. Lost out a little bit. But Da Costa leads this race. Cassidy in second, Gunther third, Vernon's fourth with 1:10 left of attack. Bird fifth, Dennis is sixth, 5 minutes left of attack. Then here we see Mortara, Evans, Buemi, Verline with a minute left. Sete Camera, Degrassi, Van Dorn, NATO, Friens, Hughes, Tickton with 2 minutes left. Rast down to 18th. The two McLarens have come off poorly in this one. NATO up into 15th place once more as we hear from Vern. Has more action into the chicanes.
We stay there with efficiency now, 1 minute left of attack. If any other alarm, give it.
So just stay where you are in fourth position, because he's got Dennis right behind him, so you don't want to attack and then lose out to Dennis, but he's got a charge here. Vern is up 17 places. Don't forget, Vern started this race in the pit lane, as now Da Costa's under pressure from Cassidy, with Gunther looking through, late on the brakes from Vern. He's not doing what he's told. He's having to go around the outside of Gunther at the first chicane. Can't get it. Gunther exits. I think it was just Vern having to go for it, because he's got the faster car. He can't stop at the brakes. Oh, and there he goes. Look, Dennis trying to go around the outside of him. Oh, what a race. I'm struggling to keep up for it. How am I going to sleep after this? It's 1:45 in the morning.
Josh.
It's 1:45 in the morning.
Yeah, that's a good question, Josh. I'll say thanks for letting me be part of the broadcast, because this has been, what a way for myself to spend a Saturday night.
Oh, look at Dennis.
This has been a really cool race.
Dennis on the inside. He's got him. Dennis up to fourth. He can't stop grinning this race. Cassidy on the he's on the defence of Gunther. Dennis right there with 3 minutes left. Dennis might just take the lead here. He's got the pace to do so. Dennis is on the attack of Gunther. Weaving left and right, commits to the inside right, in towards turn 1. Added laps have come into play. There's going to be 4 more. It's going to be a 32-lap race.
So, teams and drivers.
Go for it. Go for it. Full power.
Da Costa started backing Cassidy up now as well.
And in the championship, Dennis is going to lead 152 points to Cassidy, who's on 146. Verline will stay on 138. He's managed to fight his way back up to 8th in this crazy pack. Evans is 4th, 111. Vern 5th, 105. So that's going to be closing down at that championship with 4 to go after this one dramatically.
The energy readings, 30 for Cassidy and Dennis, but 31 for Da Costa.
Buemi's on attack mode. He's got 6 minutes. So Sergio Sete Camera, Fenestras and Lotterer. They took their time at the moment, so they're coming through. Rast is dropped down to 20th. What's happened to Rene Rast? A great day. He's in trouble further back. Buemi passes Friens again. Here comes Da Costa to try and take the lead. Oh, this is spectacular racing. We've never seen an EPrix like this before, ever.
Berlin, maybe?
Possibly.
Say, Josh,
Up the inside. Sorry, it's going to crush you. There goes Bird getting through. Gunther meets up with the back. There's a lot of action. Bird! Did he get through? No. Gunther shuts the door. Back to you, Adam.
I said, people in Portland are sure getting their money's worth from this race, and so As soon as tickets go on sale for next year, oh, they'll be
I'm glad I'm not in the
flying
media.
left and right. So,
Yeah.
because if it's like this next year, it's called. It's gonna.
I don't know if
This
I'm.
may go down as the greatest. This may go down as the greatest Formula E race in recent history.
I don't know if I'm happy that I'm in the commentary box or sad I'm not at the track itself in the media centre. I think I'm happy I'm in the commentary box, being able to shout a little bit louder than I would be in the media centre. Da Costa's on the defence as well from Dennis coming through. Oh, puff of smoke further back. Is that a grass?
Just stuff being kicked up.
Yeah. Oh, let's hear from Dennis.
A little bit wider. Here's Dennis's radio.
It's so dangerous. They're swerving all over the place.
And Dennis is going to go for the inside line. Cassidy sweeps across to try and defend. Dennis is going to have to be stuck in the middle. And Da Costa's going for the lead of the race. He goes to the outside line. Cassidy goes late. Dennis tries to get the cut back round the outside. Not going to work out. Might get the exit on the power as well. Keeps his wheel alongside. But Da Costa shuts the door. Dennis can't get through. Dennis going to have to think of a new alternative. That's going to do it. Right round the outside into turn 5. And he's going for Cassidy. Can he do the double? No, he can't. Cassidy's got the inside line power. But Dennis is not going to give up. He's going to think about the inside line down at turn 7. It's coming up here after the attack mode. Just a little bit of a look on the inside line will do it for him as well. Oh, and now around the outside. Here comes Da Costa. Meantime, Bird's on the attack as well with Gunther, who goes in the grass. Kicks up the dirt. For Evans, Mortara, Vern, they're all going through. They're all going through. Unbelievable. As they come through. And there goes the move. That's Da Costa getting back ahead of Dennis. Wow! Dennis doesn't know where to look. It's like he's been mugged.
Evans mercifully getting through Bird without being hit by him.
Elbows out. Elbows out. Elbows out.
Elbows out. Go, go, go. Cross the line. We're into added laps. 4 added in this race. Can they all make it? It's going to be whoever exits the last corner in the lead. Buemi's got 3 minutes. Verline is out of attack. Sete Camera with 3 as well. Everyone else, I think, has taken them, Ed. Looking at my screen. Yep, good. Look at Cassidy.
Vern in trouble.
Vern is in trouble. Cassidy's in trouble. He's back in the pack up. Da Costa wants this one. Dennis wants it too. Dennis is out of attack mode. So he's completely done for. Anyone going to go for a dive bomb? Let's hear from Bird.
Tell him to go, man. Because either I'm going or he's going. Come on.
Either I'm going or he's going.
Tell him to go, he said, of Evans.
Buemi 6th, passes Mortara on the inside line. Da Costa's going for the move on Cassidy into turn 10 and does so. Cassidy can't get the fight back. Da Costa takes the lead. Dennis now vulnerable.
Could be decisive.
Down the start finish straight again. Can they take it? Bird on the radio.
But at the end of the day, that's a message to Bird.
They're not happy. Bird's not happy.
More
Neither's
pace than
Cassidy.
him.
Cassidy swings in low. Comes out on top. The field back up. Buemi's had to check up as well. Although he'll run into the back of Bird. Bird's got the attack mode active. And tries and does so. Bird back up to 5th. Cassidy leads. More dust getting kicked up. Here comes Dennis. And Buemi might just get himself in for a victory for the first time since season 4. Oh, Cassidy's leading the championship. How much it's changed?
Because I was defending from Mitch, I get...
Oh, late move from Bird. Evans too. Evans does a late move, so does Bird. To try and repart. No, Mortara's gone through. Bird's made the error. Mortara and Gunther go
He's
through.
complaining on the radio.
He shouldn't be.
Because I stayed behind Mitch, I lost out.
And Cassidy leads. He's past Da Costa. Bird's dropped down. Verline's 9th. Mortara's dropped down to 19th. Mortara's made an error. He's touched the grass. And look at this, and down the straight. You can't even keep up. Cassidy left and right. Da Costa swinging around the outside. Buemi's in there too. Dennis locking the rears. Into turn 1. It's been Cassidy versus Da Costa as the main runners in this race. Which is amazing. Cassidy started 10th. Da Costa started higher up in 7th. But they've been at the front.
They're about to run out of attack mode.
Yep. So now Boyle's going to do some pace, and he's already been struggling. Penultimate lap time though. NATO passes Frines. That's crucial for P10. And there it is on the inside. Nice little move. Dennis Radio.
No, it's Dennis that's got the work to do.
More than all cars around you, 1% more.
That's basically the Hail Mary pass. You can go for it. One more lap to go. Dennis is in third. Why am I getting a feeling we're going to be in for a better finish than in Sao Paulo? 1 lap to go at the inaugural Portland E-Prix. Cassidy sweeping left and right. Da Costa does so. Dennis round the outside. Cassidy lifts in the braking zone. Dennis is going for the Hail Mary pass. Has to back out of it. He gets forced out by Da Costa. It's not going to work out. He tried. It failed. At least he gave it a shot. There's not much more you can ask for. French pass passes set in camera. Oh boy, this is great.
Dennis and Da Costa fight. Cassidy can just scupper away.
He's got a 5/10 advantage. Is that going to be enough? Dennis is running out of time here to do something. He's got more energy. Cassidy, although with 3 left, that's Bird. Bird's got wing damage. Bird's got wing damage. How's that happened? I said he was in.
That's what he was complaining about.
Mortara's in the pit, and I think he's hit Mortara as well. So they were close together. I think Mortara's in the pit lane. Dennis going for the Hail Mary on the inside of Da Costa, who's having to lift to save energy. He takes it, and now look at this. It's on for a showdown. Can he catch Cassidy out the last corner?
Not enough time.
It's going to be tight. He's made the move. Back on the power. The inaugural. Amazing. Unbelievable. Portland E-Prix to the line. It's Nick Cassidy who takes the checkered flag and wins in Portland. Dennis is second. Da Costa third. The people of Oregon cheer for the greatest Formula E race ever.
But with Dennis close behind, we shall see.
It's the win that gives Cassidy the lead in the championship. Going into the last 4 rounds, it is closed up again. The biggest loser, Pascal Wehrlein, who came here as championship leader, has lost it. Incident turn 11 is under investigation. But Ed, what a win for Cassidy. What an E-Prix.
29th for Wehrlein in the end. But yeah, it really came down to that final lap there for Dennis. Had only been able to clear Da Costa at that first corner. He might have had a go at the lead, but in the end, that energy wasn't able to use it until it was too late, sadly. But brilliant drive from all the top 3, it must be said.
Adam, is that one of the greatest races you've ever seen in Portland, or just at all? I think it was up there.
Oh yeah, Josh. Yeah, I think it was one of the greatest races I've ever seen in Portland. And on Twitter, someone who has the name NASCAR Man said, "Formula E at Portland out here looking like a Talladega drafting pack." I would agree with that. I mean, it's like, I think this race lived up to expectations a whole lot more. So the people at Oregon sure got their money's worth today.
Let's catch up with our pit reporters, Josh T and Omi. Josh T, what did you make of that one? Absolute insanity.
Oh my days. What have I just watched? That was absolutely incredible. I was just saying in a comms chat, that was so close. If the line was where turn 1 was, it would have been Dennis who won, because Cassidy hit 0 as he was accelerating towards the line and slowed massively before he hit the line. And you could see Dennis was catching. And I also said, can we have a Portland E-Prix every year, please?
Think you're going to get your money's worth for that one. It's on the calendar next year, and everybody's now flocking to buy tickets for that race. Omi, what did you make of that one?
Oh, that was absolutely electric. Absolutely enjoyed that one. And yeah, it has to be one of. I say that for Motor E. I say that for every electric series. It started actually. Josh was the first one to say that. It was in a Motor E race, so I'll just keep saying it after that. But
he does.
Yeah, one of the best races I've seen.
I spy with my little eye somebody beginning with Joe. It's Joe Samiego, we can see. And they're getting ready for the podium ceremony. The Grid Network wrap-up show tomorrow. Get all the access that you need. What a brilliant race. Let's run you through the order. It's Cassidy who takes the win. Dennis is second. Acosta third. Evans fourth. Buemi fifth. Gunther sixth. Bird seventh. Degrassi is eighth. Verline 9th, NATO rounds out the top 10. Friends is 11th, Vern 12th, Van Dorn 13th, Tickton 14th, Rast 15th, Fenestras 16th, Sete Camera 17th, Hughes 18th, Lotter at 19th, Mortara, Muller and Merry out of the race, the 3Ms, as Cassidy exits his car. Cheers, and what a race. We thought it could be the day for the Reds here in the States, but it was the Green Machine who came to party. 1 point in the championship between Verline and Dennis. Yeah, but what I'm saying is 1 point. I'm getting to my point, that's what I'm saying. We came into this weekend, Dennis was behind Verline by 1 point. We leave, Dennis ahead by 1 point to Cassidy. How much that has changed. An unbelievable weekend here in Portland to change around that. And I think, Ed, it's the top 4 in the hunt for the title now.
Potentially, yeah. But I do have to apologise because I was very critical of Cassidy and Envision for that safety car where they didn't give the lead back to NATO.
Yes.
I think all is forgiven. When it turns into a pack race, Nick Cassidy always seems to end up coming out on top. We saw it in Monaco, we saw it in second race in Berlin, and didn't hear it today in Portland. So, in many ways, not that surprising that he came out on top, but it so nearly could have been a post-race penalty if he had not given that place back to NATO, which really would have overshadowed things. So it took him a while, but good on Nick for doing the right thing in the end.
Did anyone really pick a winner? I don't think they did. We should have seen that coming, as you
Should
said.
have gone with my gut instinct.
Who did?
White.
Matt White.
Okay.
Oh.
Matt White. Well done, Matt White. Let's head down then to hear from them all. Starting with Radzi, who's going to be talking to our race winner,
so Nick
Cassidy.
He's going to be catching up in just a moment with Radzi so we can find out the full story of this race. And it'll be fascinating to hear from all three from our podium finishers here. Mitch Evans, who just missed out on the podium but did set the fastest lap, so the extra point for fastest lap has gone to Mitch Evans in 4th position. But it's Nick Cassidy who can celebrate racing here in Portland.
Nick Cassidy, from pointless in Jakarta to being on top of the podium here in Portland in the inaugural EPrix. How are you feeling?
What's up, Portland? Man, this is, it's cool. It's cool. I've had a good run in America the last couple of years, and man, I love racing here. And that race was fun. That was fun.
You got an amazing result in Brooklyn. The difference is this season could not be any closer. You're doing a lot to our blood pressure, by the way.
Yeah, look, it's close. I mean, the guys we're racing now, they're top. I mean, Jake was a reference today. He did an amazing job in quali. I think he was unlucky to be starting on pole, to be honest. Today wasn't the race to be doing that. And Antonio in these races, he's always fantastic as well. So, yeah, it's close, it's fun, it's Font Marie.
And finally, from P10 to first, that's an incredible climb.
Oh, to be fair, I saw Mitch up with me at stages. I saw Sam, I saw Seb, and we all started far back. So I think credit to Jaguar, to Envision Racing. Yeah, what a car, what a powertrain.
What a performance. Portland, let's give it up for our winner, Nick Cassidy.
An outstanding performance from Nick Cassidy to take a victory. It was around the outside manoeuvre. Adam, that was unbelievable stuff. I think IndyCar, when we come back here, is going to have a lot to prove at all of their famous circuits, because that was brilliant. So, IndyCar in 2 months' time, do you reckon it's going to, well, 3 months' time, do you reckon it's going to be good?
Oh, yeah, Josh. It's always good when the NTT IndyCar Series visits the Rose City of Portland, Oregon. So, IndyCar always puts on a good show. But I will say this will go down as one of the greatest races that's World International Raceway has ever hosted, and it's just been incredible through free practice 1, free practice 2, qualifying, and now the race. Oh, I think people will return next year in huge numbers than what we've seen this weekend in Oregon.
Here's Jake Dennis,
After
P2.
the flag, I was a little bit disappointed just because just the way the race planned out, it was really, really difficult. But nevertheless, we got P2. There was some really difficult overtakes to be had. You know, you got some guys obviously fighting for the championship, and then other guys which obviously have nothing to lose. And a race like today, it's all about risk. So yeah, I just had to keep my powder dry, come home with an undamaged car, and I knew I could get a good result. And to come home second, I mean, I think that's 3 seconds in a row now. So yeah, I want to taste the win again in Rome, but yeah, we can be happy after a race like that. 400 overtakes to come home with 18 points is good.
400.
You mentioned risk. You took risk right the way up to the end. You were challenging Cass.
Yeah, we were. You know, me and Nick are obviously really fighting for the championship, and it's just who takes the most risk. And some of those moves on Antonio were brave, and he did a really good job there. Obviously, I did Antonio right on the last lap, which was just about got through. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to having that race behind me now, and we can get back to Rome where it'll be a little bit more normal, and pole will actually be a benefit.
The Rome is ahead of us. As for the present, massive congratulations. The championship couldn't be any more exciting.
Did you just say 400 overtakes? 116.
Yes, he did.
116 was the record at Monaco. 400 at Portland. I mean, Ed, that is insanity. Fastest ever speed lap, 400 overtakes.
We had 300 at Berlin. Or was that over
yeah.
both races? I don't remember. But certainly one of them we had over 300 overtakes, so it's not completely beyond the realms of possibility. It depends if people running side by side counts as an overtake. But my one fear about all of this is that a couple of people I've been seeing just looking through social media saying, oh, I don't really know what to make of that, and oh, it was a bit of a cluster, such and such. And people have maybe thought it was a little... It's odd because you've got a lot of people who are moaning about, oh, nothing ever happens in Formula One or nothing ever happens in X sport or whatever, and then they see this and it's like, oh, too much happening, and it always feels like people are never going to be happy no matter what. Apparently Da Costa did 20 overtakes himself.
Oh my God. Should we hear from the man? He's P3.
I gotta say, when I came into the track this morning, I was not expecting the turnout from all these guys. I know this is big. You guys are like... You like IndyCar, you like NASCAR, and to see the support for Formula E, it's insane. So thank you for coming out. It's really, really cool. I thought that was a great show, to be honest. There was a lot going on. The thing is, as a team and myself in the car, I thought that was the right moment to go to the front. And it turns out that Nick was just, you know, a tiny bit more clever than us today, and Jake got us there at the end as well. So, you know, I'm happy. A podium is always awesome. And yeah, solid day for me and the team today.
A solid day, but when you arrived, you spoke about the fact that you're a team player. It's all about supporting the team. But here you are on the podium, so you've obviously got ambitions of performing extremely well.
Yeah, look, Pascal's is, I'm not sure what's going on now, but he was leading the championship going into that race, and the goal was always to help him. I was waiting for him to come, and if he did come, I was going to be there to try and help him win this race. But I knew that if he wasn't there, then it's my turn to try and have a go at it, and that's what we did. Unfortunately, we came out short, just short a little bit, but it's okay. Podium is always cool, and it's going to be awesome doing it here with these guys.
Well, you'll be doing that in just a second, so without further ado, give it up for Antonio Felix da Costa!
Da Costa being a star, as always.
What a result.
Let's go down to Nicky.
Felix da Costa, the Season 6 Formula E champion, of course. That puts him now 6th in the Drivers' Championship title. Nelson, let's try and unpick some of that race. It really was a race of two halves. We had 2 safety cars. It was a real slow start, 2 retirements from the race. But the second half, it was flat out and furious.
It was. I mean, I must say, my pick, Jake Dennis, nearly got it. He was a little bit short. Nick Cassidy was really smart. I mean, he positioned himself at the right time in the front. He used up a little bit more energy, even in the beginning of the race, to be in the front, to stay away from all that mess that was happening in the midfield. And it actually paid off. You know, he stayed up front, he stayed away from the mess, because the issue was not only staying in the middle and staying in using a lot of toes. The problem was that you had so many people dive bombing and moving you around that you even getting the toe, that wasn't efficient enough. So being close to the front, sometimes, I mean, in this race, for example, I think it was a better choice to spend more energy, but be in the front, away from all the chaos that was happening back in the middle as we saw the first half of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Although easier said than done. I mean, you know, he's got the skill as a driver, but also has a brilliant powertrain with Envision Racing. You know, to work up the grid from P10 to take the win is a phenomenal achievement. But it was brilliant to see how Jake Dennis and Antonio Felix da Costa really had a good fight between them. Obviously, at one point, it was Antonio Felix da Costa defending really hard. Jake managed to pass him, and then vice versa, they swapped round. But ultimately, it was Jake Dennis who managed to secure P2, and that, you know, this valuable 18 points has put him in the lead of the championship. Only by 1 point, but still, to carry that title at the moment is just a massive confidence boost.
When you're coming towards the end of the season, you need to be playing careful. You know, he didn't want to risk anything, and he needed to score all those points that just to stay up there, you know. And I think that Costa would be the only one that maybe could have risked a little bit more because he's not really contending. But he played very safe. He knows these other guys are fighting for the championship. He wouldn't do anything really silly to try to take them off or anything like that. So congratulations, amazing race. They all respected each other a lot in the front, so it was great to see them.
Nice to see, as well as the podium is coming up now, and I just can't get it. So we're going to be off here just after the podium as it's starting now. So want to go round and get all our thoughts here on driver of the day, and I'm going to start with you, Ed. Who is your driver of the day?
Oof. Tough call, really. I think Mitch Evans going from the back to fourth has got to be a bit of an honourable shout-out. Definitely full marks to Cassidy from winning from 10th, though, and holding off Jake Dennis. I think it was the smartest driver. He played his cards right. I think it's really hard to look past Cassidy.
I think I agree there. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, Scott, I've got to go Nick Cassidy. The way he drove, and you know, starting from 10th and made his way up to the front. I mean, he got around the pole sitter Jake Dennis, and I mean, I've got to give it to Nick Cassidy. What a drive, starting from 10th and working your way up. That was incredible. And also, Pascal Verlon starting in the back, and he was up there as well. So, for my driver of the day, I got to go to Nick Cassidy.
Want to catch up on some of the things that Beth have been saying as well. Who I envision, are they associated with any manufacturer? They used to be Virgin, and now envision Racing to sort of their own entity as well. As I nearly
Customer Jaguar team.
Thank you. I put my headphones through, stepping through them like an Alex Jakes moment there. As they come into it. Yeah, it used to be Envision Virgin Racing, didn't they? Then they became Envision Racing a couple of years ago. Now they're back with the Jaguar.
Richard Branson got bored, as he tends to.
Beth says, this is my first Formula E race. Count me in. 2 weeks' time in Rome, Beth. You know where to be. Podium ceremony getting underway. Nick Cassidy enjoying every minute of it. I think this is our 5th Kiwi win of the year.
Cassidy's third as well.
Cassidy's third, 3 times a winner. SSG says this is definitely the best and the most intense race I've ever seen in Formula E history. It has everything. It really, really does. And now,
there's been some stiff competition this year.
So, here in Portland, it's time for the national anthem of New Zealand. And now the British national anthem for Envision as the constructors winners of round 12 of the Portland E-Prix.
From the United Kingdom.
Some people I know and Envision there cheering in the front. Absolutely delighted with themselves as well.
Not sure they know the words to God Save the Queen, but it doesn't matter.
It's God Save the King, so that's
Oh, well, good point.
has
Whatever.
changed over. Dan Ryan
Oh, Dan
presents
Ryan.
the trophy for the
He's
constructors.
giving the trophy, I think.
Yes, that's the one. What a win. If you've just woken up, or if you stay with us, you have thoroughly deserved this one. As Jesse Henderson, the president of NEMA Motors Division, presents third place to Antonio Felix da Costa. Oh, up he goes. Fireworks behind. Second place
Please welcome Jim Etzel,
in the
CEO
Portland
of
E-Prix.
Sport Oregon, to present the trophy to the second place
There's Jim
driver,
Etzel,
Jake Dennis.
the CEO of Sports Oregon. A friend of the Grid Network, of course.
Pink shirt on Jim.
Nice pink, isn't it? Vibrant pink, neo pink.
Rich Stinson, the CEO of Southwire,
Neo?
to present the trophy
Yeah.
to our winner,
Rich Stinson, the CEO of Southwire, our sponsor for the Portland E-Prix for Cassidy. A third win of the season for Nick.
Benjamin Van Hoomesen, to present
Absolutely
the moment for
trophied
winning driver,
brilliantly.
Nick Cassidy.
I'd love to know what we're going to have now with the champagne coming. The big bottle of Moet. You should have a Magnum.
It's time to celebrate and toast with Moet.
Well, in a hot and very sticky Portland, it's champagne time. If you're waking up, a champagne breakfast. If you're in Portland, it's 6:15 and it's into the night for party time. An absolutely stunning race. The beach balls are out. 2 weeks' time, Formula E goes religious. We head to the Vatican. The Rome E-Prix is next up with a double header in 2 weeks' time. Before at the end of July, the season rounds out at XL in London. Let's get the thoughts of our team, starting with our pit reporters, Josh T and Omi. Drivers of the day, please, gents. Josh T, we'll start with you.
Driver of the day definitely got to be Nick Cassidy and Mitch Evans. I believe the same as what Ed said as well.
Yeah.
Just brilliant drives from them. Cassidy holding off Dennis by just under 3/10, but just amazing racing from everyone. So everyone is a driver of the day in my books today.
Sam Bird has been given a 5-second time penalty for forcing a driver off the track, so Bird will not finish in 7th. He's going to drop down the order out of the points paying positions. That's just a little update for you there as well.
Bird going to not fly forwards, but fly backwards.
He's going to drop down
with
to
that 5-second penalty.
Yeah, he's going to drop down to 14th place now, so that's a big shock for him. Omi, what about you? Driver of the day.
I'm gonna have to go for Cassidy. Second year in a row he's won here in the USA, but in this race it was just a really great drive by him, so fully deserved, and yeah, one of the best races I've definitely seen here. So absolutely love that, and yeah, and I have to agree with Josh. Really, all of the drivers doing all of the drivers should be driver of the day, but if I have to give it to someone, Nick Cassidy.
Adam, final word from you. What do you think is going to happen in London and Rome? Last 2 races coming up. Are we going to see chaos and fire, or is it going to be a bit of a procession out to the end of the year?
I think it's going to be crazy in Rome, crazy in London, and this championship is far from over. And I want to say thanks to you, Josh, for allowing me to come on
Oh,
and
pleasure.
be with you for qualifying and the race. It's been one of the best races I've ever watched, and bring on Rome and bring on London. God, it's good. Uh, this championship is far from over.
Adam, it's been a pleasure having you in the box. Ed, final word from you. What have you made then of this fantastic Portland venue?
It was always a lovely track, and nice to see it give us an action-packed race. Maybe for some a little too action-packed, but hey, a little something for everyone in this calendar. And I think Rome is going to be fun. London, I'm going to be there, and I can't wait to be sitting in the grandstand on the Sunday, on 30th of July, see which champion gets to climb on top of the podium, because I'm sure.
It's going to be great. Well, thank you very much, Ed. Thank you,
I
Adam.
go to bed now.
Yes. Thank you, Josh T. and Omi as well. We'll see you in Rome in 2 weeks' time, Ed, and I'll see everyone else tomorrow. Adam, thank you. We'll see you, I think, in Hungary, when Danica's next there. Seems to be, we'll drag you in wherever Danica is, so we'll see you in Hungary.
I will be there, Josh.
Sounds great. Well, that's it then here on JB Motorsports and the Grid Network. Joe Samaniego is going to have the wrap-up footage from the track as well, so make sure you subscribe to the Grid Network. We'll have our wrap-up show tomorrow as well. But Portland has delivered. 12 rounds done, just 4 more left and 2 different circuits. Rome and London will decide who is the world champion in the 9th season of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. We came here with Verline leading Dennis by 1 point. We leave Dennis leading Cassidy by 1 point and Verline falling behind. 4 men in the hunt for the championship. What will we see when we head to the Vatican in 2 weeks' time? Thank you very much for your company. From Portland, good night.